Who's up next?
Up next is the Sony press conference.
Oh boy.
Um, if you ask me, a little lacking this year,
Mm.
but the games they showed off, for example, I'm gonna jump right into it. Uncharted 4 looks gorgeous.
I mean, yeah, they did. According to them, they did say what we saw. We were going to see what the PS4 was capable of when they showed us Uncharted 4, and they didn't lie.
Say again, Chris?
I said they did say that we were actually going to see the full capability of the PS4 when they showed us Uncharted 4, and they didn't lie.
Yeah, it did look really good. Like it looks
But
gorgeous.
at the
Um,
same time, was that a cutscene? Was it just a trailer, or was it actually in-game stuff?
it
Because
said
all it
like
was
before
was
the
a trailer
trailer, it
trailer.
said this is all recorded off the PS4.
Hmm. I mean, Uncharted always looked good anyway, so I'm not too
So I think
surprised.
that's actually in-game stuff, especially when you look at games like The Order 1866.
1886.
Whatever, it's in the 1800s. And then you look at games like Infamous Second Son. Yeah, like judging based off of Naughty Dog. I mean, look at The Last of Us alone. I guarantee you that probably is in-game stuff.
Possibly. And what else did they show? They did show us the Last of Us remaster. It was like,
I saw that coming. I'm gonna get it though, 'cause I love Last of Us, but like that wasn't really much of a reveal.
not really. And I don't know. To be honest, I didn't really see much upscaling about it. I will say, if you haven't played it on the PS3, then definitely get it. But if you already own the game, I don't really see a need to buy it again.
I will say the opposite of that because I actually did see a comparison video and it actually did look a lot clearer on the PS4 and just like a lot more appealing to the eyes. And not to mention, for $60, you get like all the DLC and everything released for the game. So I think it warrants the $60 price tag.
Eh, I was kind of hoping they would do a little thing like they did back when the PS4 first came out. I was like, oh, if you have a copy of Call of Duty Ghost, you pay $10 for the PS4 version. Then I'd be on board with it. But
Let's be honest though, that's third party, Chris, not first party.
true. Then I'd be all over it. But I just don't see myself paying. I mean, I love the game, but I just don't see myself paying $60 for the same game that looks a little bit better. That's like paying the $60 for the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, which it looked good, but at the end of the day, it was still the same game.
People still did it. Hell, I would still do it because it looked like it. Let's be honest though, I've seen comparisons. Tomb Raider on next gen looks infinitely better than Tomb Raider on last gen.
Oh, it was. I did play it. Didn't buy it. Before anybody gets any ideas, I did not buy it. I just rented it. That's different. You can do that.
Oh, you can do that.
Yes,
Lord have mercy. But like, it looked gorgeous.
indeed it did. So we'll have to wait and see with The Last of Us. I believe they say it's coming out early. I think it was earlier next month.
Sometime next month. I'm not sure, but it's next month.
Sony definitely pushed the TV thing this time.
They did.
Like, oh, we got this new show about this dude who was a superhero, and now he's not, so he's a detective. It's
I'm
like,
like, cool, but I came to E3 for video games. Where's my
well,
video games?
it's like I felt like we get it. Like the whole part during the press conference, like we get it, Sony. People like you. We don't need a 20 minute of this guy talking about kids writing you letters stuff. We know people like you. I don't need for you to tell me this.
I will say this:
The money you make
I did like
reflects
the Tim
that.
Schafer thing.
Yes, that was cool because the whole group, I'm sure people, because Grim Fandango, people love that. So hearing that getting remade made a lot of people's day right there.
Oh wait, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the little girl's letter, and then it turned out Tim Schafer wrote the letter.
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny.
That was hilarious. I love Tim Schafer though, and like, I'm gonna be honest here. Tim Schafer is one of those guys that I read up on and watch his interviews, and I instantly fell in love with him. Like he's just a funny, great guy. But I have yet to play any of his games.
So how do you like his stuff?
I mean, I can still watch gameplay videos and storylines and say that I like his work.
Hmm. I played a few of his games. Like I played Costume Quest, which I do love
Oh wait,
that.
yeah, well, you're right. I forgot that was his. I did play Costume Quest.
And I played Brutal Legend, which is a very underrated game. I thought it pretty good if you're into that kind of stuff.
Was Brutal Legend his?
He helped with it.
Oh, I didn't know that was his.
Hmm.
Um, I really, really want to play Psychonauts.
Oh yeah, you need to. You can
Like
get that
everyone,
on the
that's like the
PSN
one
store.
game everyone clamors for a sequel for. Everyone wants a sequel to Psychonauts.
And then what was it? They did tell us about the open beta for PlayStation Now. It's coming July 31st.
Uh,
Apparently, it's going to come out with games like Last of Us, Dead Space 3, God of War Ascension,
no, I will
Forza
say
354,
that that's
plenty
kind of
more
back at like ass backwards. Oh, we're gonna remake Last of Us for the PS4, but hey, you can just do it. You can just stream it if you want. It ain't no big
I mean,
deal.
but you pay for the updated visuals. Though.
I will admit that when they announced, I was just like, oh, okay, that's great to
I
hear.
mean, I do like the fact they're letting everybody like join up in the beta for you get committed to it.
Oh, that's great. That is great. How much is it gonna cost though?
We're actually not sure. They haven't said anything about pricing, but I'm sure they'll say soon since it is opening it up at the end of next month.
Yeah,
And they did say that we're supposed to be able to stream over 100 titles during the beta.
hmm, that's not too bad actually. Um, something that I was really impressed by that I liked was well, I mean like Batman Arkham Knight.
Mm-hmm.
That did look really good.
I did like that trailer they showed.
I'm really falling in love with the Batmobile controls, like the way it looks when it controls.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that.
Heck, I was impressed with that trailer where everybody thought it kind of messed up there for a second.
Yeah, like I watched their interviews shortly afterwards, and like they are such a clever group of people. They were like, "Oh, we got to thinking, what's the biggest fear for any game developer at E3?" And they're like, bugs for your demo to crash. So they're like, "All right, let's make our game crash on purpose, and then it will go into Scarecrow." Like that is such a clever idea.
True. 'Cause if that's one thing that gamers and developers have in common, they do hate bugs.
Yep. Unless you're Bethesda, and you're just like, slap a price tag on that shit. We're okay. Now I will say this. Um, Hearing them talk, like they really understand what game design is all about. Because
Mm-hmm.
the guy who was, I can't remember his name right now, but the guy who was displaying the demo at E3, he even said like, the first game we went in thinking, okay, we want to develop this game around Batman's detective skills, because in Arkham Asylum you're trying to hunt down the Joker and do all this stuff and investigate. That's what Batman Arkham Asylum was all about. And then they said with two, they went in because they were like, okay, what can we do next? We want to build the game around you actually feeling like Batman with the grapple hook and the gliding around the city. So bam, they did that. It was a phenomenal game. And I love how
Mm-hmm.
they said like when you think of Batman, you can't really have the whole package without the Batmobile. And they said the Batmobile is almost like a character of its own because it's an extension of Batman as a person, as a character. And they're like they went into this game and having the game design around the Batmobile. I'm like, when you approach game design from that angle, I don't know. I just really have a lot of respect for that.
Rocksteady always does think outside the box when they make the Batman titles. Have they made anything else besides Batman?
I don't think they have. That's hard to say. And if they have, Batman's definitely one thing they're known for.
True. But I am very curious about the story for the Arkham Knight, actually.
Yeah,
Because it is their last one, so I'm sure they're going to go out with a bang with it.
yeah. Everyone thinks Batman's gonna die. I don't think he will. My hypothesis is I think he'll retire.
Possibly.
Now, here's my thing. If they're like, oh, psych, we're not done with Batman. We're just done with Bruce Wayne. So he's going to retire, and then now we're going to make a Batman Beyond game. I will lose my shit.
Keep on dreaming.
I want a good Batman Beyond game. I don't want no side scroller beat 'em up. That game wasn't bad, but I want an open world Batman Beyond game.
Hmm.
That is my favorite Batman of all time.
Let's see. And we also got information of the PlayStation TV, but I have to say I'm not really caring too much for this one.
I'm really not.
I
It's
mean,
like
the
PlayStation
price is
TV.
okay.
I'm like, oh, well, I still got Direct TV, so I'm okay.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, I guess. Like, you get a streaming box. It's the box by itself with the with the HDMI cable is $99,
Yeah.
or you can buy the bundle for $139. You get a controller, PlayStation TV, HDMI cable, and you also get a PlayStation Vita memory card with a copy of Lego the movie, the video game, for the PS Vita. The only thing I can think of is like, I think the PlayStation TV is more or less like the games you already have. I guess if you already have a PS3 or Vita, like, oh hey, I want to play uh, Lego the movie video game in my bedroom instead of in the living room. So I guess you just hook that up and it just instantly goes to that box, kind of like the Google Chromecast.
Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like, I mean, if I wanted to play something like that, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, when they announced it back at the Tokyo Game Show last year, like, maybe in Japan that's a big thing, but I don't remember a lot of people over here getting excited for it then, and I don't think they were really that excited for it now.
No. um. What else did they show off there? The Metal Gear Solid 5 trailer.
That definitely was a gruesome trailer. The uncut was better to me.
The uncut. That was just like what, like extra 30 seconds.
Well, yeah, they showed that in place. You know, you actually, I think you can read what they were saying.
I don't think I've seen the uncut trailer.
Yeah, we did see it.
Oh wait, yeah, we did see it.
That's the one where he got the ashes and he rubbed it on his face.
That was so deep. We're not burying them at sea. No, we'll turn them into diamonds and carry them to battle with them. I was like, oh man.
Diamond dogs.
The feels. The feels are real with this one. I was like, this is like intense.
I do think this is the last one with Big Boss in it.
I will agree because there's just too much going on. I'm just like, Big Boss, you need to calm down after this one.
After this, we need to bring back Revengeance.
Oh,
we're gonna call it Revenge of the Revengeance X.
No, you know what they'll do? They'll pull
What?
a Final Fantasy Revengeance Dash 2.
There you go. That's it.
Ugh.
Well, Raiden goes into a fantasy world where he has to cut dragons in half, but it turns out they're really mechanical dragons controlled by these kids that got kidnapped from Neverland.
And then it's like he's fighting Peter Pan. And he's like, "How are you so strong, Peter Pan? Peter Pan, Nano Machine, son."
Yep.
No, he'll be like, "Pixie, son, pixie dust." I hated that line so much.
Grand Theft Auto 5 got announced for next gen, but I think everybody saw that.
I saw that coming.
I know From Software had a new game that they show, Bloodborne.
Bloodborne. They didn't show any gameplay of it, so I'm not really sure.
From what I read, a lot of people thought it looked pretty good, from behind closed doors. So
yeah, like, everyone loves it. But here's my thing though about that is, and I might get a lot of hate for it. I don't like Dark Souls. I'm not a big fan of Dark Souls. I like Demon Souls, but for some reason I just did not like Dark Souls. And I thought I would, because I'm like, oh, this is a spiritual successor to Demon Souls. But I played it, I was just like, no.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. If you guys want to tell me whatever, I'll just tell you the truth. I just don't like that I suck at the game.
Like, I don't know. Like, for me, for a lot of gamers, dying for the sole purpose of getting better and beating that boss is enough for them. And that is fine and dandy. If that's what you like to do in games, more power to you. I'm proud. You're a better person than I am. With me, after I keep dying so many times and there's really no real story payoff for me, I just lose interest in the game.
Like, I can see what you're saying.
When I'm playing, I'm a very story motivated gamer. I want to be connected to the characters and be connected to the plot line when I play games. And when a game does not like establish that for me, I just don't finish it. I'm just like, I'll come back to it later because I don't have time for this right now.
And what else? A little bit playing 3. I forgot about that one.
I'm so excited for that.
They definitely. I will say with the new.
I just realized how much of a hypocrite I am.
Shaking things up.
I just bitched about games with stories, and now I'm just like, oh, I can't wait for a Little Big Planet 3.
Well, they're still a little bit playing 3. You play a Sackboy and his random ass friends that you never seen before, and They go on adventures.
Yeah, he's having a reunion. That's what it is. It's a high school reunion, and
Oh,
then
that's what
trouble
it is.
struck.
They did show a game called Entwined. It's like I wasn't really feeling that one too much.
Yeah, it looked
It was,
okay to me.
it was like a light show over here.
Oh, was it their conference where they showed No Man's Sky?
Yep.
Now I'm really looking forward to that, seeing more on that.
I am very curious myself.
I'm actually looking forward. Another thing, branching off into another thing about E3, I was really disappointed in Destiny. Chris,
Hmm.
what do you think?
Yeah. Uh, it was okay. Like I said, I did play a little bit of the alpha that they released. Uh, it's still okay. I'm just gonna be honest. When I first heard about the game, I was really excited for it. Especially like, oh, you get to travel in space and go to all the different planets. I was like, all right, I could dig that.
I can dig it.
But then it's like when I played the game, it's like it feels like if if Bungie made Borderlands in their image, that's what it feels like. I mean, I love Borderlands. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, we already got Borderlands.
Oh Lord. That's my biggest issue with it too. It's the fact they keep showing the same gameplay, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
cause even the alpha is just that game is the pretty much the part from last E3 that they show. That's pretty much all it is.
yeah,
I
and
mean, you get to do a little bit extra stuff outside of it, but you're still limited so much though.
I'm just like, I get it, guys. You shoot crap, but like, show me the space stuff. Show me something that's gonna make me go, this is what a next gen game is. This is why I can believe this is a $500 million game. Because at this point, I think all that money is just going into advertisement.
Hmm.
Because I am just not saying the game looks bad. The game does look fun, and I'll probably will pick it up and play it with you guys. But like, as of this point, it's not shaping up to be what they claimed it to be.
Well, I think it's still too early to say, but
I don't, because it's
uh,
4 months away from release. No,
we'll
forgive
get
me, 3 months
I
away
think
from
the
release.
beta is going to be the thing that kind of at that point will put the nail in the coffin, whether it's going to be good or it's going to be eh. But regardless, it's going to sell because it's Activision.
It's gonna sell. No, it's gonna sell because it's Bungie.
Yep. All in all, I would probably give PlayStation Conference. Uh, I'd give it a B minus. Only because had high points at sometimes, but there were too many points I was kind of bored.
Say again one
So
more
then
time,
I give it
Chris.
a B
You
minus.
came in
Mostly
and out
because
a little
like
bit.
they talked a little bit about the game, but it's more about TV.
I didn't hear that last word. Say it again.
I said I give it B minus mostly because they showed us a good bit of games here and there, but it's like they mostly just kept showing like, oh, we got TV and we got this, and we see how much you guys love us. Like I said, like we get it. People love you. We know. But it wasn't bad conference though. It was still pretty good.
I'd give Sony a solid B. Because what they showed was very powerful. But for E3, I feel like they focused on the wrong things.
True.